Hello and welcome to this tutorial, where Johan will guide you through how to use the Path Solver tool in Visual Components OLP.
Hello, I'm Johan from Visual Components, and I will today show you how to properly set up the solver for Visual Components 5.0. First, go to File, Options, Add-on, and make sure that Robotic Solver is activated. Next step, make sure that you have colliders. These are simplified colliders that you can make yourself in order for the solver to run faster. I will then go into Edit Detectors and make sure that my robot and my welding torch is marked on list A and that my workpiece and my workpiece positioner is on list B. If you are afraid of colliding with other parts in your layout, you can simply press them and select them to the list B for this occasion. So if I'm afraid that my robot might hit this piece here, I will put it on list B. And if you want to remove anything, you can hit the garbage can. Also, make sure that Use Colliders is marked here, so the solver will run faster. I will then select the robot and go to Settings. Here, I will go to Setup and make sure that the path check detector here has the motion via, process, and search marked. If you do any changes, always remember to hit Apply. I will then go to this solver and I will start with the process. Make sure that Use Legacy Solver is unmarked. This is the old solver for previous versions of Visual Components. And here you can select how long time the solver should have to fix the different problems for each path. And if you want to change anything, you can either use scroll on your mouse wheel or you can write in with numbers. But always remember to hit the save icon if you do any changes. If you want to reset, you can do that as well. After you have done any changes, hit Apply. I will do the same for the search. Make sure that the Use Legacy Solver is turned off. And if you don't have anything here to choose from, hit the plus icon and then do the changes as you want them. So I'm turning down the solution time to make my solver run faster. I will then hit the save icon and press Apply. Same for via motion. Make sure that the Use Legacy Solver is unmarked. I will then add a presets and I will make the solution time to 20 and smooth time to 20. And I will then hit the save icon and then hit Apply. And now I will create 2 welds. Or 2 paths, depending on how you see it. So you can then go to path check by pressing here, or here if you've added it to your panel. If you want to add it to the panel, you can either add one or you can change the current one to whatever you want. And you can also remove if you want to customize it more yourself. I will now check my paths here. And what we can see, we have some collisions. And also some joint limits. And if there are any colors that you don't understand, you can press the gear icon here and you will see a list of all the colorings. I will now go to Open Path Solver This is a new icon for 5.0. And I will start with by going to process. And here you can override the parameters that you set for settings for your robot previously. Same, scroll, write in the number you want. And if you want to go back, you can always hit the reset and it will go back to the value you set in the settings tab previously. I will select the entire program, but if you want to fix a specific path or a routine, you can do that as well. But now I will select program and I will let the solver try to solve this one. You also get a report on what is actually happening. So when the torch is approaching the weld, there were some issues with that, but by giving it 5.2 seconds, it was able to fix it. And we can select the other weld if you want information on what it actually did for that one. And the total time was 26.1 seconds to fix these welds. I will now check the path once again. And we can see here now that we have some collisions still left before we reach the first path, weld 1, and some when we're rotating to the second one as well. Before we fix that, I would like to add some searches. And you might have used this one previously. And here, it's asking if we want to delete our previous searches. We don't have any here. So we can hit yes and no. It will create the same thing. But I will hit cancel first. And I will now change it to selected. Because I only want searches on weld 1. We can then once again check the entire program and see if our searches are causing any trouble. Currently, we have 82% here. And now I will check with the searches. And we have received a bit changes here. So the searches needs to be solved as well. And luckily, we can use the solver for that one as well. I'll go over to searches. And routine would work here as well, but I prefer to have the program selected. And I will let the solver do its magic. And what we can see here is that search number 3 here has 3 points and they are all okay. And number 4 is okay as well. It spent 18.2 seconds here, but it didn't do any changes, it looks like. 0, 0, 0. So the problem is in between the paths. So when it's going from the search to the next search perhaps, and when going to the search to the path for the weld. So we will still have some collisions. And to remove these last collisions, I will go to Solver Via. And I will select the program. And I will then press Solve. And what you can see here is that they had created one via motion from weld 1 to weld 2 by creating 5 different points here. And I can now check once again. And what we can see here now is that we have a program that is 100% free from collisions. Thank you for watching.